Coming at you live from DNHQ in beautiful South Pasadena, California. This is a Blue Heaven Dodgers NLDS pregame show for game number 2. Crushed it. What is going on, Dodgers Nation? My name is Clint. You can find me as RealFRG on Twitter and Instagram. That guy over there is DMac_LA. He goes by that. It's on his ID. I promise you, it's the real thing. Doug, Dodgers 1-0 against the Padres and NLDS. How you feeling about tonight's matchup?
Tonight's matchup, I'm feeling good. You got Kershaw on the mound. The Dodgers, they got that game 1 win. Thank you so much. Appreciate
Move
that.
your mic so you're more comfortable.
But yeah, I feel really good about it. I mean, yesterday I was worried maybe they would be rusty. It was the first postseason game for the Dodgers. They had a layoff, but a dub is a dub. They got the win. The offense, they did fall asleep after getting to Clevenger. Julio Reyes, 4 out of those 5 innings, he was really solid. The bullpen, they really stepped up. I'm sure we're going to dive into some topics from yesterday, but I still feel really good about game 2 because this is a must-win game. This is a must-win game for the Dodgers. I fully believe that, and it's about taking care of business, job not finished. Get to Darvish. I think it's funny, too. Darvish's first start back at Dodger Stadium in the postseason since Game 7, and we know what happened then. Kershaw's first postseason start at Dodger Stadium with fans since Game 5. So one of those two guys is going to feel very vindicated with the nice start tonight, but very excited. But the Dodgers just have to keep the pedal to the metal, get another dub, and don't give this Padres team any hope. Don't give this Padres team any hope. Go out there and execute. Score runs early on Darvish. Kershaw, let's get a good start. But how you feeling, Mr. Pasillas?
I'm feeling good. I want to know how these people are feeling in the audience. We appreciate you guys for rocking with us as always. Let us know where you guys are representing Dodgers Nation tonight. We're going to watch a game. Drop them area codes. Let us know what city you guys are in. Let us know your social security numbers if you're real gullible. But we want to talk Dodger baseball with you on today's show. Yeah, we got to talk about Kershaw Day because I'm excited about Kershaw Day. That's where I'm at. I had some people look, Dodgers came away with the win. It wasn't the prettiest win, but a dub is a dub. 5-3 looks beautiful in the scorebook, all right? And that game, they can't take it back, so you feel good there. There are some little concerns. We'll talk about that, and we're going to get into the matchups today. We're going to get into the lineups and kind of our thoughts. They are running the same lineup out there. Of course, our keys to the game, all of our predictions, and then we're going to get the hell out of here. But let's dive into some of these comments. We already got a prediction here. Juan Milan on YouTube says Kershaw perfect in 6 innings.
I'll take that. I'll take Kershaw perfect in 6 innings. I'll take 6 innings with a 2-run ball. Look, this team's going to score runs at some point during this game. I just want to see Kershaw give you a solid start. We're not asking for perfection from Clayton Kershaw. We're asking for solid to good and get to this Dodgers bullpen that has a complement of arms that are available. Yesterday, Brusdar Graterol throwing just 1 pitch. Chris Martin could be available. He had an efficient 9th inning. So you still have Yancey, you still have Tommy Kahnle. Lots of big arms available. Tommy Conley. But yeah, it would be great to see Kershaw, though, have a great start because we saw in 2020, he had that 13 punch-out game against the Brewers, and then he would go on to have really his most consistent postseason where he didn't have that clunker or any bad starts that really set this team back. He was phenomenal in 2020. So for him to get off to a great start, it'd be great for this Dodgers rotation because we're going to need a little more length because yesterday, 5 innings for Julio. You want a little more length. I mean, asking Doc to navigate 4 innings, 5 innings a night. You don't want that. You want to get some more length from your starters, and I hope that Kers can provide that.
I mean, I could provide you length too, if you know what I mean. But we'll get more into Kers. Thank you, producer Cody. We'll get more into Kers in a little, or more into Julio thoughts in a little bit. I want to get into some of the comments. I do have some thoughts on the game, and I have questions for you. I know you rocked through the post game last night. Everybody who joined in post game, don't forget we're going to be here all postseason long, pregame, post game. So subscribe, hit that bell. We're hearing there's problems with the notifications right now. So follow us on social media at Dodgers Nation. We always post when we're going to go live. We're trying to get better about posting it earlier. For the greater part, we're going to be going either an hour or an hour and a half before first pitch on pregame. Postgame is going to be up right after the game. But yeah, we got Mike Jones who saying D-Mac is still my dad, which I didn't think about talking about it on this show, but Big Papi, did you see the comments from David Ortiz?
That was unbelievable.
That was ultimately, like, when you hear him, you listen to it a couple times. First listen, it was funny as hell. It was great. I understood it. The second listen, it's like, hey, he didn't do his homework for the question because he just said the same thing over and over. You can't beat your daddy because your daddy knows all your moves. They got to change it up. They got to try something different. Well, in essence, the Padres have been trying something different. And this is kind of an angle I took on an article on my on our wonderful website, DodgersNation.com. Check it out. That literally pays the bills. They have been trying. They've been trying to build this team, as I've said, ad nauseum over the last couple of years. They've been trying to build a team specifically to beat these Dodgers, and the problem is they keep building, but the Dodgers keep building even better along the way. So it was a funny take. It was kind of a lazy take by Big Papi, but what do you expect? This is, it's Fox Sports. They don't hire the best and brightest out there. Shout out to our friend Ben Verlander. Moving on. Cypress Caller says, love you guys. We got some love. We got also love from Eugene, Oregon. La Homa Bautista.
Nice. Oregon and the Heezy. We got this one, a super chat, $9.99 from Boob Nightingale. That $9.99, we're going to put it right towards Trey Turner's contract extension. All that money's going away. Whatever Freeman doesn't want to pay, I'm going to include it for Trey. But he says was at the game last night. Energy was otherworldly. Let's do it again tonight. Strong. A third of a Jim Beam highball on me, boys. There you go. Jim Beam in the house. I love it. I love it.
I'm dry. We're out of highball. You know what? This is for you guys. This is for America. And this is to thank our friends at Jim Beam for getting us through this next 20 minutes left of Dodger Talk.
Chug.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
You don't chug a shot.
Chug McCain would.
I forgot how much better Jim Beam Fire is than Fireball.
That's spicy. Getting lit on the show. I love it, Mr. Pasillas.
209, Steven's checking in. Juan is checking in from beautiful Redlands, California. I love that. Nick in the 828 Duff Time, great username there. Duff Time on YouTube. 315 upstate New York. We got fans all over the globe.
We do.
That far away.
New York, home of the Dodgers, the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Cypress Caller is pumped for game 2. Carlos is checking in from the 562. Travis says Kershaw's a dog. He got that dog in him. It is a big, important start for Kersh. We're going to talk about that more in a minute. Daniel's checking in from the from 95401 North Bay, but 818 at Hart. We got Vegas in the stream. We got our good friend Trey Scalo-Phillips on Monty Canely season 2022 with the Kershaw prediction: 7 innings, 1 run, low strikeouts, but weak contact. This is an important game, man. If Kersh gets rocked a little bit, that's a huge momentum shift back towards the Padres ways, the Padres side of things, and in a way, it feels to me as we get into some quick game 1 thoughts here. Padres kind of have maybe a little bit more momentum right now than the Dodgers, because the bats went quiet after the 4th inning. 0 for 10 from Freddie, Mookie, JT. While the Padres kept getting on base. They had that 3-run 5th. They couldn't get anything else beyond that, but they've scored last in this series. Are you worried about the LA offense?
I'm not worried about the LA offense because, like I said yesterday, we know that Freddie Freeman is going to come through at some point in this series. We know Mookie Betts is going to start to produce, but yesterday, Trey Turner, he matched last night. I said in the post-game show that last night he already matched the amount of extra base hits that he had in 2021 with that home run, with that double. He was fantastic. So to get him going early on, every time he's at the plate and he gets a hit, I just hear a money sound. Cha-ching! Add a couple more millions to that contract because he's a guy that he wants to exercise those demons and also get a big bag, and he's in a great spot to do that. But yeah, I definitely was. When you look at this Dodgers offense, they do go 0-17 against that Padres bullpen, and it wasn't their high leverage guys. And I thought you saw some bad at bats there. You saw them getting themselves into bad counts, some lazy at bats. I thought Mookie Betts, his at bat with the bases loaded. The Dodgers really could have poured it on to Clevenger yesterday, but the bats will get going just fine. Will Smith was fantastic. I thought Gavin Lux.
Great game from Will Smith. Yeah. Shout out. One of your picks to click yesterday.
So close. And I thought Will Smith, I love not the worst throw by Trey Thompson, but I love the one-handed tag attempt there on Kim. But this offense is going to get going. But like you said, the Padres definitely definitely have some momentum, knowing that they didn't lay it down. They did have some fight in them, and we've seen that the success they've had against the Dodgers this season has been in close games, has been in one-run games. 2 of those coming because of Craig Crumble. But this Dodger team, they have to continue to just go for the throat, man. Don't give this Padres team any hope. But I think Gavin Lux, shine some light onto him, because
thank you.
The double, that was the last hit the Dodgers had, that double that he had. And also the game-changing double play. The turn on that was just excellent. We always talk about Trey Turner maybe needing a new glove, and you saw him double clutch and have some issues with that exchange. If that turn by Gavin Lux wasn't on point like it was, maybe they don't turn that. So you're thinking, hey, Evan Phillips, 26 pitches in that inning. He's a guy that's been making light work of his opponent all season long. So if that goes through, you change pitchers, you set this bullpen back, and it gets a little dicey. But that really put an end to the Padres' momentum yesterday.
Yeah, that was absolutely a very early series shifting momentum moment for both teams, really, because that gets through. Will Myers all of a sudden is feeling good about himself, but guess what? You possibly have a tie game. By the way, the Trey Turner double clutch, I'm kind of sus on Manny Machado doing what Manny does best. He slid pretty far out of that baseline, trying to create some contact, trying to move Trey Turner a little bit over. I really think that if they didn't turn the double play, the Dodgers could have maybe challenged. It would have been interesting. But go back, look at the tape.
Rest in peace, Dustin Pedroia.
Maybe that's an off-season breakdown when we have no content, just saying. But
but the throw was on point. It was just a great good keystone combination between those two. And I want to lock up Trey. Luck is here for...
Good baseball clock shown by Trey there. He knew he had time. He didn't need to rush a throw. And to see that kind of throw, that kind of turn, that kind of stop by Gavin Lux, I mean, that's immediately just, that's good vibes through the roof for a guy who runs on good vibes for sure.
And I don't want to put it in the same class as the Cody Bellinger rob job of Fernando Tatis Jr., but that is a defensive play that we're going to look back on if the Dodgers advance in this series, not if, when they advance in this series, and say that changed the momentum in a big-time way. I mean, if you look at the expected batting average, it was a hard-hit ball, great play by Lux, and I really hope that sets the tone for the Dodgers defensively in this run.
A few more comments in here. We got Nick checking in from North Carolina. We got 619 Leonardo checking in from Chula Vista. Go Dodgers. We want that. We want some more Dodger love in here. We want some more area codes in here. Let us know you guys are repping from tonight. Christian, Tulsa, Oklahoma, 918 in the stream. Nick is already giving us his player of the game prediction. He's got Mookie. I was saying Mookie was my X factor for this series last night. Justin Turner was my guy. I'm looking bad so far in the DS. I'm just saying. Diving back in real quick, we don't need to touch on game 1 too much, but Julio cruising for 4, fifth kind of came apart. Any worries about that? Is it just to me? It sounded, because I famously, as I tweeted on my Twitter, I had left here in about the 4th inning, and I'm listening to Charlie and Rick on the radio, and I'm listening to Julio, listening to him miss his spots, and they go and put up 3 runs. What are your takeaways on Julio, and what was the pulse of the fan base in the post game?
Not too many people were concerned about Julio. I mean, he was excellent at times. I mean, when he was throwing 18 straight strikes, just painting the zone. But like I said in the pregame show, he's going to give a home run. He did just that. Most of the runs he's given up this season have been of the home run variety. But what surprised me yesterday was multiple runs allowed in the same inning. He hadn't done that since back in July. And ultimately, the Dodgers are going to need more innings from Julio Urias. You're going to need a little more length from Julio. You want him to go deeper into games. But when it comes to pure stuff, him setting the tone early on. He had multiple 1, 2, 3 innings. The big strikeout to Profar there in the 3rd with Nola on 2nd. That was a big punch out for him. So the stuff was good, but I just thought that it's the first game. You are the Urias now. You're the starter. He did empty the tank a little early on. He did look like he was out of gas, and I thought Dave Roberts, masterclass. A great job by Doc yesterday, pressing the right buttons. I just think it's funny. It's like when you have a good kicker or a good offensive line in football, you just don't talk about them. But same thing goes with Dave Roberts, right?
Got to have some
Give
love.
him his love.
Give him the love there. Yeah, it very easily could have seen Julio go back out there in the 6th, but that just was not the right run of hitters to go. He struggled in his career against Machado. Don't give him another opportunity. It was the right calls, the right situation. they're coming off 5 days rest. You have a game today and then a day off. The bullpen was perfectly set to get through 5 innings or 4 innings, and they did it. Dave did it in a masterful way. Shout out Chris Martin, by the way, getting his first career postseason save. That was pretty cool to see as well. He ended up with the ball. He didn't ask for it, but they did get him the ball. So
they did get the ball?
He mentioned that, so
Chris
check that
Martin,
out.
man.
Somewhere on one of our entities. Benton49 on YouTube says, just want to say you guys do a hell of a job covering the Dodgers. We appreciate that. We always appreciate the love. This is a labor of love. We are fans, but also, we enjoy, doing this for you guys and with you guys, really. Rocking with you all the time.
It's not a job if you love what you do.
You darn tootin' D-Mac. All right, let's get into game 2. L.A. did tame Manny Machado in game 1. He only had the one hit, the little squib single off Phillips. So
look,
they're going to need to keep it going here in game 2. I think Manny's going to be hungry, especially against Kershaw, a guy he does see pretty well. Of course, he sees Julio a lot better by the numbers, but that's going to be the pivotal. That is the key. That is a focus matchup in this game. Kershaw's got to get him out, or don't let him affect the game 2 times. I don't think Kershaw goes too much beyond that because Dave doesn't really need to. Note, before the game, Roberts did say Evan Phillips, they're trying to avoid him tonight through 26 pitches, like you said. Alex Vesia, I'm kind of surprised Vesia is going to be available, but he kind of, he had that dog in him. He ran through his run. He ran through his run pretty quick there. But that's my guess. Early key to the game. We'll get to your key to this game after we get into the matchups. It is Kershaw Day. Clayton Edward Kershaw goes for his first postseason start since 2020 because he was hurt last year.
Yep.
22 starts on the season for number 22 in the year of our Lord 2022. So the deuces were wild for sure. 12-3 record, 2.28 ERA. Another sterling season for the seasoned veteran. Like you already mentioned, this is his first postseason outing at Dodger Stadium with fans that aren't cardboard in the seats since serving up the back-to-back jacks to Juan Soto and Anthony Rendon. Do you worry about any of that at all with the future Hall of Famer?
I think when you've seen how he's looked since he's returned from injury, a 1.54 ERA. The Dodgers have been great in his starts, but there's also his postseason history, and he has had his ups and downs. Yep. If you look at the numbers, 13-12 with that 4.19 ERA, but in his career, he's absolutely owned the Padres. A 2.09 ERA in 46 starts. He's always pitched well against them, and there's really nothing that I've seen since he's returned from the injury that would change the way I think. I have all the confidence in the world that Clayton Kershaw goes out there and he takes care of business. I think he's feeling so good physically. I mean, 2019 was 2019. We saw him struggle. He's a better pitcher now in 2022 at an older age than he was in 2019. The velo is a little more consistent on that fastball, and I think he's accepted who he is at this stage of his career. He is a slider fastball pitcher. Yes, you see him mix in that curveball occasionally, but yeah, I love Kershaw going out there tonight and just taking care of business, giving you a solid start. I want to see 6 innings from Clayton Kershaw, maybe give up a run, but he's going to be focused and he knows the narrative that surrounds him in the postseason. And mind you, it is an unfair narrative. As I tweeted earlier, you remove that Game 5 start in 2017. He has a 2.54 ERA. So he's a guy that has a real opportunity here to rewrite his legacy with some strong postseason starts. But yeah, I like him against his Padres lineup. I think you talk about just trying to avoid Manny Machado beating you, because Juan Soto this season, a 701 OPS versus lefties. I think that they can neutralize Juan Soto. But another thing you want to adjust if you're the Dodgers is you want to neutralize the bottom of that Padres lineup, because once again last night they provided a spark, and that's kind of been one of the themes for this Padres lineup in the postseason. So yeah, it'll be very interesting. But Kersh at home, Dodger Stadium, it's electric. You guys know I'm a devout Christian, and I think he's going to go out there and shove.
He's a noted Kershawologist over here, big time Kersh guy. Tony Crenshaw, as Don Kim said, Tony the Claw Crenshaw Day.
Oh, the Claw.
So that's a deep cut. Cody enjoys that one over there.
The Claw.
Just keep runners off base in front of Manny. If Manny, is able to run into one, walk him or a homer. I feel like a single or a double hypes up Machado more and hypes up the club more if he gets somehow there's a runner on first already and he gets a 1-out double and it just.
That's a great point.
It's funny. Back in the day, I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was Psycho Steve Lyons, good pal.
Wow.
Used to be on the pre and post game analysis and all of that with the Dodgers, and he he used to get a lot of crap talking about how home runs are rally killers, which no, because you get more points than the other team in that moment, but. That's just kind of how I feel. I feel like it would be more of a rally killer or more of a rally for Manny if he's able to somehow get an RBI double or whatever the hell it is. Back into Kersh, and very important. He's done phenomenally against in his career against San Diego. 23-9 in 45 starts, 2.03 ERA over that stretch. Has that one 2020 postseason start against them. 6 innings, 3 earned runs. 6 Ks. So not the prettiest start, but he does have one in the tank, and I do agree. This is probably the best version of this Kershaw that we've seen ever, or at least in years, I mean, since like 2017, it's been the up and down, the battle. I mean, we're not even talking about really the velocity with him anymore. It's like we accept that this is Kershaw. He's older. You see the body with the shirt off. This is coming from me. The dude doesn't put in the work in the gym after the game. He does exactly what he needs to do. He's on his Hall of Fame, workout regimen and program to keep him healthy, hopefully, but to keep him doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing, mixing and matching speeds, tunneling and using it properly, getting outs on soft contact or Ks when he needs to with that slide piece, cut piece, but.
But yeah, I think you brought up a great point about just you don't want to give Manny Machado confidence, because when he gets confidence, when he starts to really feel it out there and he goes to the plate, he's as streaky as it gets when it comes to going deep. And we saw what happened in Game 2 in the 2020 NLDS. The Dodgers, they were cruising, they were up 4-1, and then what happened? Kershaw served up the bomb to Manny Machado. Mm-hmm. He throws his bat. He looks at the Padres dugout. He's like, "Let's effing go!" And then Eric Hosmer hits that home run. So, and then that ended up being one of the more memorable games in the 2020 postseason run. So, yeah, you definitely want to find a way to keep Manny Machado quiet. Yesterday, he did get that little roller, 68 miles per hour off the bat. But I think tonight, too. Off. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, I think Kershaw goes out there tonight. He also proves, we saw Max Scherzer early in this postseason run. He gets rocked. Justin Verlander, he gets rocked. There's this debate, who's the pitcher of this generation? Kershaw goes out there and shoves, and he reminds the baseball world he is the pitcher of this generation.
Yeah, we saw our friend Alana Rizzo tweet about it, and that thing blew up. That had a lot of responses on, a lot of engagement. We'll probably talk more about it during a longer, full Blue Heaven show at some point, but I agree with her take. It just feels like Kershaw or Verlander and Scherzer don't get the same kind of crap, the same kind of tweets and vitriol that Kershaw does when they blow up in the start. So it's something to put in your brain hole. Before we get into lineups, I'm seeing some people in here talking about Trey Thompson. Trey Thompson already losing the love of the fan base real quick. A few folks talking about it for sure. I also got to bring up Jason Markison on YouTube said with that recent picture of his shirt off, that's Clay-Doh.
Clay-Doh? Get it? You doing him dirty.
Doing my boy dirty. Marquee matchup tonight, though. Kershaw versus old friend Darvish. Darvish, 30 starts in 2022, 16-8 record, 3.1 ERA. Essentially the ace of this Padres staff that kind of a rotation full of high quality mids.
Yeah,
it's very mid rotation, but this is the biggest match. This is going to be the best matchup we're going to see in this series. What's it going to take for this Dodger team to get to Darvish?
The key to get to Darvish is you get to him early, and you don't allow him to get comfortable out there. Because we know when Darvish settles in and he gets comfortable, he's going to go deep into games. This season, he's gone 6 innings or more in 28 of his 30 starts. He pitched well against the New York Mets in the wild card round, giving up 1 run on 6 hits and 7 innings of work. And yeah, against the Dodgers, faced them 10 times in his career. He's gone 3-5 in those starts, but a 2.47 ERA. So he has had success against the Dodgers this season. He's had success against LA. So, like I said, yesterday was the quiz. Today's the big test. And if they pass this test and they get to Darvish and they score runs, you give Kershaw some run support, and you don't have those high-stress innings where it's really close, I think the Dodgers will be in a good spot. But you definitely want to see some better at-bats from guys like Mookie Betts. I wasn't impressed by Marcus Lynn Betts yesterday. I don't know if he was still hungover from his 30th birthday party or thinking about bowling or something, but I want to see Mookie go out there and rake, and Freddie Freeman too. Freddie Freeman's a guy we saw in the NLCS. He was 0 for 7, and he goes on that run. He's a guy you know is going to produce. The Dodgers offense, and I love the lineup too. Will Smith in against you, Darvish. I think a lot of people were, like myself, thought, hey, maybe Clayton Kershaw says, hey, I want my personal catcher, quote unquote, or a guy that I feel I can get that strike zone at the bottom of the zone, but Will has been good catching him this year.
Yeah, let's get into lineup thoughts there, because I'm seeing also questions from the crowd here. We got Don Kim asking like thoughts on Barnes not catching today. First lineup, and while we go through the lineup, get your guys picks to click, call your shot. Who's going to go yard? Who's going to have a big game tonight? Get those loaded up in the comments, and we're going to read through some of those. We want to give ours before we get out of here. Of course, we try to keep these to about a half an hour show, but tonight you got same lineup as last night. Mookie, Trey Turner, Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, Max Muncy, he's at third. Justin Turner's at DH. Gavin Lux at 2. Trace Thompson back in there in left field. And Cody Bellinger, the bad actor, batting 9th and playing center field. I would say the biggest surprise is Barnes not in the lineup, because he has been on a roll. I didn't look up what the numbers are, Darvish versus Barnes. I would imagine that could have played a role in it, but we did the exercise here yesterday. I was looking at the numbers of Austin of Kersh pitching to Austin versus him pitching to Will Smith, and the early career narrative of Will not being like a guy Kershaw liked throwing to. They have a very good rapport now. I think it's he has a 2.19 ERA or something like that, throwing to Will Smith. Yep. Funny enough, slightly lower batting average. I think it's 218 batting average allowed throwing to Will Smith compared to a 219 versus or throwing to Austin Barnes. The slug is a little higher with Will, but Will has become a good game caller, and he's become somebody that, there was a little bit there where Kershaw was saying like, I trust his game, but now he means it. He trusts the game calling. He trusts the fingers that Will Smith is putting down. And let's be real, the lineup is better with Gavin Lux in it than Austin Barnes in it. Yeah. And that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, that's definitely what it comes down to. Bottom line is this is your best lineup when it comes to run production. And I think Clayton Kershaw probably had open communication with Dave Roberts and said, hey, I trust Will Smith behind the dish. Doc would say he's good with the fingers, right? So, and yeah, if you look at the numbers this season, Will Smith, 9 games catching Kershaw, a 2.11 ERA in those starts. Barnes, 13 games, a 2.38 ERA in those starts. Regular season,
not going to make the Hall of Fame now.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I just think Clayton Kershaw realizes that he doesn't matter who's behind the dish at this point. He's going to be able, as long as he has his command and he can hit his spots and he feels good out there, that it could be Will Smith, it could be Austin Barnes, it can be anyone, it could be Hanser Alberto, and he's going to be able to produce. But I do love the fact that you have the cohesion with this lineup. They're not deviating from any plan. Austin Barnes, a very small sample size. I think he's like 1 for 7 in his career against you, Darvish. That one is a home run, so that's interesting. But Will Smith last night, I mean, he's locked in. And between him and Trey Turner and Gavin Lux, they carried this Dodgers offense. Muncy got that big base hit as well. But I love the fact that we're at a point where we're not worrying about whether or not Will Smith is going to get key at bats, because either he's behind the plate or he's the DH. But you also want to have Max Muncy and you want to have Justin Turner out there. And I think it's important to get Justin Turner going. I think Muncy, not the best night last night, but still got that base hit, still drew that walk. JT, we got to get him going.
Yeah, that was Muncy's first game in a couple of years. He talked about it after the game, like he was happy to get his first defensive play out of the way, And to get that first RBI knock out of the way, I mean he went 1 for 3. That's solid.
Yeah,
you know, like he's not going to go out there and throw up 5 hits or whatever.
Just mad because my click to pick. All right, I'll be honest with you.
It's he was one of. He also had Will Smith.
I think I messaged right now. But yeah,
he dropped.
We got more people talking about Kershaw's dad bod. It's funny. I always used to say, hey, they should, instead of calling it a dad bod, I always used to say they should have called it a father figure. What do you think? Instead of a dad bod? Anyone? Thoughts down below in the comment section.
We need a sound
father
effect
figure
over there.
Okay, we got attack early like last night. Well said, Doug. We got David. We got 14. Just score first again tonight. Don't let them get a lead. Gonna see their best relievers tonight for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the other thing too is yesterday they did chase Clevenger the way they did. They made it rain on sunshine, and they also were able to familiarize themselves and get more looks out of this Padres pen. They're seeing how these middle relievers look out there, so that's definitely going to bode well later in the series.
They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do, what the game plan is. Get the starter out and make the bullpen throw pitches.
Yeah.
Because they're tired. That's the formula. You're getting looks, but also they're going to get tired. You get to a game 5 where I feel if they win tonight, this is going to be a sweep. But just saying. But you gotta play, even though they don't talk about it. You gotta play ahead. You gotta look at the potential of. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, getting the potential of a game 5 and getting as many looks and really getting their bullpen as many reps as possible. So they're burned
for sure.
They hang it. We bang it. You have a good time.
I want to get your thoughts a little bit on Trey Thompson. Last night goes 0 for 3. I mean, what do you think about the defensively? Obviously, there was no errors there. I think it was funny up here. Like, he should have robbed him of that catch. He should have made a phenomenal web gem, right? I mean, yes, he did mistime his jump. There's no question about it.
I heard he kind of ran his ass into the wall a little bit. Yeah, into the short wall, or I didn't.
Yeah, kind of on the way up.
Yeah. So I would argue, hey, the fan's got to get his hands out there. You know, keep that ball in play. Do a little patty cake with the ball.
Knock it down.
Put it into Trace's glove. I don't want to say the moment got to Trace, but it feels like maybe there's a slight chance it was his first postseason roster. All of the things he's gone through to get to this moment. He's starting in game 1, where the first game of anything just means so much more than anything else to the fans. It could get to you. It could rock you a little bit. And I think there were some moments, the swing didn't look too good, or the approach didn't look too good. He had a couple of tough calls, tough pitches, maybe to hit. We'll say, like there was in his final at bat, I believe there was a nasty change to end his at bat that it could have gone 50-50 really on it hit in your perception as the batter on whether or not it's going to be a strike or a ball. But hey, this is the game. This is the prove it game for him in a way.
Yeah, but
play better, look more confident in there, be the Trace Thompson you were since coming to LA here in his second stint.
Yeah, but I agree with you. I mean, it is the first postseason game. The regular season versus the postseason is two different animals.
You were nervous for your first DN post game.
Exactly.
That's just how it be, man.
That's how it always is. Like Tom Brady says, if you don't feel like you're nervous and throw up, then it's time to retire. I mean, the nerves are a good thing. It means you're ready to go
every day.
But yeah. Especially when Giselle comes by. But no, when it comes to Trey Thompson, I do love the fact they went right back to him. I mean, maybe they were tempted to say, hey, we'll go Joey Gallo against Darvish tonight. But you look at those reverse splits for Trey Thompson. He's hit righties better than he's hit lefties. Putting him right back out there and see if he can get a big hit and come through. It's going to be another big test for Trey Thompson. Also, he's going against the team, the San Diego Padres, that DFA'd him. So maybe that's playing into it. Maybe I'm going to press a little bit, show these guys they made a mistake.
There's a lot on the mental side to get in there, and he's we don't know his mental acumen.
Yeah,
but it would get to me. It would do something. I don't know if it would be positive or negative. I play better when I'm angry. And I'm angry that I got to play softball tonight. So here we are.
A mad player is a bad player, unless it's Clint Pazias.
Unless it is I. You're getting some love in there too, by the way. So we had father figure. We also people bringing up the Tominator. It's gonna make its way, and that's depressing to know that your Tominator may survive.
Hey guys, it's all right, man. Like I said, not batting 1,000 on the nicknames, man, but I got some good ones in there. But
just keep throwing them out there.
Yeah.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Wayne Gretzky.
All right, let's get into calling our shots. Let's get into game predictions, and let's get out of here. We got about 4 minutes. We're going to set it at 4 minutes, and then we're going to get the hell out of here. What's your final score prediction?
I think it's going to be a closer game. You look at the weather, you might not see as many dingers. I'm going to go.
It looks blue outside.
Could be a little brisk. I'm going to go 4-2 Dodgers. Scary.
I like it. They got to play less for the slug. So off the bat, I'm assuming that Trey Turner out you thought was a bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it felt like, and that's what we're seeing. What I talked about, like that. We're seeing October Dodger Stadium in the evening. It's going to eat balls up. Take that clip and run with it, gang. It's going to keep balls in the ballpark, and I think there is a point where you have to, if you are trying to slug for, for going out of the ballpark for the homer, you got to do it early and then change the approach a little bit. Keep the ball lower, go for the doubles to the best of your ability. So I do worry about that. I think it's going to be a chillier night here than it was last night, but also I don't think there's as much humidity and rain. Well, not humidity, but as much chance of rain. Anyways, yada, yada, yada. You said what, 4-2?
Yeah.
I'm going to go 3-2.
Ooh.
Dodgers.
Clench those butt cheeks, ladies and gentlemen.
That's like,
it's going to be one of those.
It's like bidding $1, Bob. So, guys, drop your score predictions in there. Who's your called shot? Who do you got? I'm not wearing mine today.
Tonight, my called shot, I'm going Mookie Betts. I think Mookie Betts comes through tonight, hits a dinger. I think there might be no home runs, but I think Mookie Betts, I like him to go yard.
Freddie ain't going to be happy with the game he had at the plate last night. Freddie Freeman is going to impact tonight's ball game because that's what Mr. Fredward Freeman does. He does good things with the bat.
Yeah, I can see Freddie have a big game tonight too.
We have, I saw right here, Marco saying D fire takes Mac. Fire take. Let's see. So
we got lots of. I like
got
this
some
one.
agreement right there. Lahoma says yes, Mookie. So you got agreement there. James Brown saying Smith is going yard. A couple Will Smith. 14 Habibs. Habib.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me some comments here.
We got some that agree with you. James Brown says 3-2 Dodgers. Leslie says 6-3 Dodgers. Andrew says 10-0 Dodgers. We got Jetsu says we got Trace Gallo says 32-28 Dodgers. Friedman reinstates Alberto to close the game. This is a baseball game, not a football game. Trace Gallo, but a lot of people have Will Smith going yard. We got Dodgers 4-3. Luxie goes yard from Jeannie. Carl says Dodgers 5-4 and extra innings. Wow, it could be some high stress baseball tonight, Dodgers Nation. We got Mr. Classic says just pray Kershaw doesn't get injured. I don't see that.
I feel good about that. I feel good about Kershaw's
me too.
General physical form right now. As a peak human specimen. I look at him. I see the same type of otherworldly bodies like Olmedo Signs, like current Miguel Cabrera, like absolute just Adonises in Major League Baseball history. Nico did it. 559 says Muncie's going to have a 3-ribby game. Hopefully knock out you Darvish early. That is really a key to the series. If you can get 2 starters out early back to back, that's going to be pretty tough for these Padres to overcome. But let's see what else we got. Valentino says Trey Turner going yard. Ghost Cat saying Muncie's going yard. Mike Jones says Mookie gonna dick down the Padres. Oh god, that's a solid right there. J Kid 323 says 22-1 Dodgers. I love that.
A lot of people predicting a nail biter. This could even if it's a sweep, like I said in the preview show, that you can have a sweep but still have a close and competitive series. In Game 2 in 2020, that was the nail biter. That could be the nail biter tonight. So nut crunching time for your Dodgers. So Clayton Kershaw got this offense. Got to get to Darvish. That's the big test. Can you get to you, Darvish? Can you get into this Padres bullpen and do damage? Because if they do that, then I want to see some soft landings for the Blake Trinans. And we'll see. Will they use Andrew Heaney? I think they're going to keep in their back pocket for later in the series, but we see Doc talking about not using Soto in a platoon advantage situation, but I mean, we'll see. I mean, I think it's gonna be very interesting. That's why I like last night them going to Evan Phillips to face the top of that Padres order when they did. But
they did exactly what the plan was.
Yeah.
Use your best pitcher against their best hitters.
That's
win a ball game.
You got to win tonight. You cannot split this series and go to San Diego in this fashion. Take care of business. Go out there And I think it falls on the offense after how they finished the game yesterday. Going 0 for 17, they took their foot off the gas. And tip your cat to that Padres bullpen, no question about it. But to get on the schneid right away, get ahead early, attack you, Darvish, and have either Mookie or Freddie come up big, that's going to really set the tone. So Trey had his big night last night. We need some of these other guys in the big, I call them the Fantastic Four, not the big three when you include Will Smith, to really eat tonight. But it's going to be exciting, man.
We're about just under 1 hour till first pitch right now. Guys, it is time to re-clench those butt cheeks until Doug McCain tells you otherwise on Twitter. So thanks for rocking with us with another post game. We'll see you here on Friday again. Find us on the internet, DodgersNation.com. There's a whole bunch of Dodgers content there, so you should read it. Read it all. Thank you. You can hear this. You can hear all of our shows as a podcast, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, everywhere your podcasts are available for free. Just look for Blue Heaven Podcasts. It's a good time. YouTube.com/DodgersNationTV. Leave a like, hit the bell, leave a comment. As one of my favorite YouTubers says, join the rocket ship. We're going to space here. Let's go. And we're taking it all the way to win another piece of metal. Listen, I don't want no eyes from you, mister.
Who is that from?
Bob Does Sports.
Oh, okay.
Says, join the rocket ship.
Okay.
Hopefully garbage shows up today.
Way to kill the momentum. That is Cody running the keys over there. I am Real FRG on Twitter and Instagram. That guy is DMAC_LA. Follow us at Dodgers Nation on Twitter and Instagram. Go Blue. We'll see you Friday. Also post game tonight. Bye.